Welcome to Lapis Moon Tarot. We're going to be taking a look at what energies surround you for the year 2023. I thought it would be interesting to kind of get a glimpse of what's ahead energetically and allow us to align ourselves with those energies if they make sense, if they inspire and motivate you to align with your life purpose, with where you are in life, and to kind of give you a glimpse of what might be coming up next for you in the year 2023. So I have 3 piles for you to choose from. Pile number 1 with this shell. Pile number 2 with this pure white shell. And pile number 3 with this sea star. All right, so I will give you a moment to choose your pile. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. When you have chosen your pile, you can go ahead and check the first comment or the description for your timestamp. I'm going to go ahead and start with pile number 1. So I have already pre-shuffled your oracle cards, and we are going to take a look at what energies are coming up for pile number 1 if you chose this shell. All right. Beautiful. Sarawasti with mastery. So you have been working hard at learning a new skill, at investing your time. Something has really sparked your interest, your, perhaps in school, perhaps taking a class, or just, learning on your own, but you've been very devoted to the study of whatever it is that's sparked your interest, your imagination. And 2023 is letting you know that there will be mastery in that subject, in that topic that you have been studying. Oh, okay, beautiful as well. The staff, this represents finding the middle path. So, this mastery, this skill that you are invested in, that you have been learning, you are going to find the perfect balance of how to apply this in your life for 2023. Another gorgeous card. Live in the moment. What you are looking for is with you. I love that. And soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Okay. First of all, 2023 energies for pile number 1. These are gorgeous. Mastery, of course, we've touched on. So you are definitely going to become an expert in the topic that you're studying, your interest in. This could be, because it's Sarawasti, this could be art inspired, so poetry, music, drawing, dancing. This is beautiful art. This could be writing. So this is something very creative. It could also be social media. It could be content, creating. Apply it as you will to your life. But finding this middle path is really interesting because this speaks to me as this balance that you're looking for. This could be a career change that you're trying to make. So you're trying to find balance with what you're currently doing as a job, and how you're going to transition into this beautiful art form that has inspired you, that you have been studying. And what I love about the live in the moment, what you're looking for is with you, is that you know how to do this balance. This isn't going to be difficult for you. You're going to find the perfect way to incorporate this art form, this subject that you have been studying into your daily life, into your daily practice. It is going to become second nature. This is already an innate gift that you have kind of unlocked and discovered for yourself. And the reason you're going to master it, and the reason you've taken it up so quickly and so well and so beautifully, is because this is a soul calling. You know, this was meant to happen. You were meant to, stumble upon this art form and this subject matter. And the reason it resonates so much is because profoundly in your soul, this is what you want to create in this life. This is, a soul's calling, a soul's purpose. And that's why I feel that you had been searching for something like this, that would speak to your soul, that would allow you to express yourself in this unique manner, and just bring joy into your life. And what I love about the soul family and calling in your tribe, you don't have to do this alone. This is about finding those who are already making this art form, masters at this art form, teaching it, living it. And these people are going to become your soul family. They speak your language. They understand you. They're coming from the same place. They might even show you the path of, how they've done it to balance it out with their current career, their, obligations. And maybe they have families as well, and they're trying to balance how to be creative and how to still, live in this world where, we still have bills to pay and, mouths to feed and all of that. So there's a balance that's required when we live, in the society that we live in. And that's why it's not going to be difficult for you. You're going to meet the right people. You have the power within you to call them in, to find them, to learn from them, and to master this art form with perfect balance in your life. So absolutely gorgeous energies. This is definitely a very creative pile. I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot around 2023 to get a little bit more detail. So we're going to shuffle. I do take reversals, so I do shuffle this way. All right. Okay. So I think what we'll do for the tarot is we're going to first get the overall energy for 2023 for group number 1. Oh, that one wanted to jump out. Group number 1. 2023. What is the overall energy? Okay, 10 of Swords in the reverse. We are ending something. So this has been 2022 might have been a very heavy chapter for you. You might have learned the skill or this art form a little later in 2022, and it's giving you kind of this energizing energy and hope for 2023. But this beautiful card is telling you that, all those hardships, whatever heaviness was in 2022, especially weighing heavy on your mind. Swords is very, intellect, it's ideas, it's very thought oriented, and it was a heavy year for you, and you're leaving that behind. Let's get what is in your conscious energy for 2023. Conscious energy for pile number 1. Oh, that really flew. All right, there we go. 5 of Swords. So again, sword energy, conflict. Oh, unconscious energy, the Sun. Okay, the Sun in the reverse, just a slight delay, but you are on your path. You are leaving this heavy chapter, this, the stress, this anxiety, these conflicts that you've been dealing with in 2022, they are, almost at an end. And, technically we are November. So, we are almost at the end of this year. And this, eclipse season could have been also very heavy, bringing up things for you to work on, shadow things that maybe you hadn't been wanting to look at earlier, but now are at the forefront. There's no ignoring them. And it's just, God, the universe's way to allow us to heal, to grow, by not ignoring things that are dragging us down, that are bringing our energy low. And, we might be, it's the easy thing to do to get distracted, to, scroll on social media, binge, watch Netflix, whatever it is, to not look at what has been weighing heavy, what's been causing us anxiety, the changes that we might need to do in our lives. And it could be around this fact that you might want to be changing careers, that you want to leave what could be a very stable situation for something that is more risky. And that always feels difficult. That always feels, it's a hard thing to do for ourselves. However, when it's time, it becomes so uncomfortable what we're currently doing, and what sparks joy becomes so amazing and so hope-filled that we don't have a choice but to make a change. We're unable to continue as we were before. We're not the same person we were before we found our passion, our creative spark. So I'm going to go and see, what is your hope or fear? It is a hope. Ace of Wands, beautiful. This is God, the universe, handing you your passion, like handing you something new that is just inspiring you, pushing you. This is fire energy towards what is your true soul's calling. This is passion. This is endeavors. This is ideas. And, that is your true hope. And I think you know why, because you have been inspired. I love how the colors kind of all match here. It's very much mastery. It's very much, live in the moment, call in your soul family. These cards are all very much connected. Beautiful. To this passion, to this idea that you just had. I want to say later half of 2022, when you've discovered this passion of yours, this new endeavor, this new gift, that you are going to master in 2023. So we're going to go and take a look at the overall outcome. The Hangman in reverse. Okay, so there might be a sacrifice that might need to be done. So if this Hangman was in the upright, this is a pause. This is a looking at the situation from a different perspective to find a solution. And sometimes that requires sacrificing the ease that we know right now in order for greater gain later. But you're kind of hesitant. It's again this hesitant energy with the sun in the reverse too. Amazing, beautiful, abundance, success is on its way, but it's delayed because I believe there's a sacrifice that needs to be done here that you are very hesitant about. But you have to know that the answers are within you. If it is about balancing what you currently do for a living with what this new passion is, you have the answers within you. You can call on your soul family to get inspired, to feel the support that you require, to get ideas of how to do it. How have others done it? This is a way of leveling up. When we look and get inspired by people who are already living the life that we want, who are already doing the things that we want to do, this is how we level up. We don't level up, by staying in the same stagnant circles. Sometimes it's required to get out of our comfort zone. It's required to meet new people so we can find, and be inspired by new ideas, new ways of doing things. And I love this. So this is the heart-centered advice. So it's going to go right in the middle here. It is the King of Cups. You know in your heart of hearts, in your deepest emotions, that this is this change that's coming through for you, this mastery of, you know, this art form, poetry, content creation, whatever it might be, that it is your soul's calling. Emotionally, it is incredibly fulfilling. And that's how you know. This is a king that is sitting in calm waters, that is very intuitive. He is in touch with his emotions. He, you know, leads with the heart. And that is what this art form is doing for you. It is allowing you to tap into fulfillment, and we all deserve that in this lifetime. Now, bottom of the deck, I love this, 10 of Pentacles. So if it is a sacrifice that you are hesitant, maybe what you're doing currently for a living is very, you know, abundant, and you know, it's comfortable, it's what you know, and it's bringing in, you know, a hefty paycheck that's, you know, making sure that you and your loved ones are taken care of, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is signaling that doing what is fulfilling to you, this beautiful Ace of Wands moment where you were inspired by some kind of art form, creative expression, it will bring you legacy type abundance. You know, this is building a legacy. This is 10 of Pentacles. This is also a completion card, but unlike the 10 of Swords, you're not walking away from something that is been heavy. This is about fulfilling a legacy. It's abundance that you leave for the next generation. You know, it is the type of fulfillment where you don't, you know, you're living in luxury. You're not wanting for anything. So that is the energy that I see for you. And let's just get one more card. So that middle path, trusting yourself, finding your soul family. This hesitance with the sacrifice, with kind of almost delaying this beautiful ending that's coming towards you in 2023, with mastering this, being fulfilled, you know, building this legacy. Let's see if we can help you with this Hangman in reverse. Let's see if we can help pile number one. What advice is there? How can we help them for 2023? How can you tap into this beautiful energy for 2023? Pile number one. What is the advice? Pile number one. Pile number one. Oh, that is way too many. We'll try it one more time. Let's give that another shuffle. Pile number one. Advice for 2023. How can they live in this? Oh my goodness. Pile number one. Are you trying to get the whole deck as the advice? Let me just go grab the cards that might have fallen there. All right. It's just the crystal that fell. Okay. Let's try that one more time. Maybe we will try a different deck. Let's do that. Pile number one. Let's try the Moonology deck here. Advice for 2023. How can they tap into the energies of 2023? Pick all three. Okay. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So you don't have to worry about making the sacrifice. You know, the energies here say, and it makes sense, when we're doing something we love and we are inspiring others with our work, you know, it will pay off. It touches others. It's not fake, you know. Here, a new start is coming, a new moon. And this one also came out in reverse. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Wow. Full moon and eclipse, and we are in eclipse season. Okay. So what I feel with these in reverse is that The prosperity is there, the fulfillment is there. You know that, it's all coming. But I think there's some things that you need to tie up to conclude in 2022 so that you can start this new chapter, so you can truly let go of all that is holding you back, all the doubt, all of the mental anguish that you might be having, anxiety over how to balance things, how to transition, so that you can make this new start, so that you can take advantage of this Ace of Wands. All right, that is what I have for you, pile number 1. I'm going to go ahead and read for pile number 2. Okay, pile number 2. If you picked this beautiful white seashell, this is your reading. I pre-shuffled your oracle cards. Very first card, Athena, knowledge. Gorgeous. The lower world. Okay. Energy of love. Behold the world through the eyes of love. I love how all the colors just meld. It's very bluish, indigo, purple. Okay. And the last card was play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Okay. Wow. Okay, so the energies around 2023 knowledge. This is self-knowledge. The lower world talks about our shadow side, about delving deep into, basically the lower world, where we sometimes hide things from even ourselves that we don't want to look at. But there are treasures in the lower world. It's just like unearthing, gems and diamonds and all of that, right? So these are gems, these are pieces of knowledge that not only allow you to know yourself better, but to make clearer and better decisions for yourself, to navigate this life, which, it can be difficult, in the best way possible with self-knowledge. Because when you know yourself, it is very difficult to be led into every direction and pulled into every direction and have your energy zapped by, things that are not to your benefit. Because you understand what it is you're looking for in this life. You will have a better understanding of what truly matters to you. And that self-knowledge, it is power. It is, what is going to take you further into whatever your endeavors might be, whether this is career-oriented, relationship with yourself, your place, your mark that you want to leave on this world. All of this stems from the power that you will wield from the self-knowledge, from digging into your shadow self, from unearthing what you need to learn from those lessons, and to not be afraid to do that, because the energy of love, behold the world through the eyes of love. When we understand and have compassion for ourselves of, what we were working with before was the amount of knowledge we had at the time. But now that we know better, we will do better. But we can't do better unless we understand ourselves better, unless we are willing to look at ourselves, our dark side, our shadow selves, our past mistakes, our, shortcomings, and willing to make that change. But with compassion for ourselves and compassion for the situations we were in, with the people that may have not treated us the best way. It's all interconnected. It's all learning and when wisdom and learning life's, lessons. And it's not fair sometimes. I totally agree. It can be heavy, it can be harsh, especially if, things stem from our childhood when we didn't have the resources or the people around us that could have protected us, that nurtured us the right way. But as an adult now, looking back, looking at our shadow self, understanding that every adult out there, we're all seeing the world through our own perspective, our limited perspective, and that perspective is shaped by the people we were around when we were growing up, by the ideas that we consumed, by, maybe religious beliefs that we were brought up with, and societal beliefs. And so all of these things have shaped us and have shaped our perception. But digging deep and unearthing who you truly are, what you've been hiding in your heart of hearts, that path, that self-knowledge, that is incredibly empowering. And I think what this last card here is trying to say is, yes, can be heavy work. So temper it with play, temper it with celebrating your milestones, celebrating, how far you've come, how much you've learned, how much you've grown. There's something to be said about that balance, that joy in life. It's not all meant to be serious. This life has a lot of beautiful things to offer too. And I think that might be also a gem that you unearth, is that you reconnect with that inner child, that spirit of seeing the world through, fresh eyes, having hope, having joy, welcoming play, welcoming things that bring you happiness back into your life, and not to be so serious in this, heavy kind of work where sometimes, I find with spirituality, it almost becomes dogmatic. Like it almost becomes like, okay, well, I have to meditate, and then after meditation, I have to sage, and then I have to do some shadow work, and then I'm going to journal. And it's like, you can become so bound by what you think you need to do, that what you think spirituality is when you're doing this kind of work, that it almost hinders you, because children don't learn that way. Children learn through play. Children will retain information better if you make it a game rather than just sitting in a classroom and being, lectured at. This is like, proven science. That's how our brains are wired. So I think this is really trying to say, like, yes, do the work and get to know yourself, and, get that shadow self exposed to the light, but you can do it in a light-hearted way. You don't have to be dragged down by the energy of what you uncover, and always with self-compassion and self-love. Beautiful energy for 2023. Okay, so knowledge. Let's see if we could get some tarot around what is coming for group number 2 in 2023 around this energy of knowledge. Okay. Group number 2. So I'm going to pull your general energy for 2023. 7 of Cups. This is the cup of, or the card of indecision. So 7 of Cups talks about having so many options in front of you, but you're almost, unsure, not wanting to make the wrong decision in a path that you're trying to take, in a decision that you're trying to make. So some of these cups have things that are really amazing. So, this ladder to climb into new heights, but some of them, they have darker things. This is, a snake, or I can see a bat wing here. So in the reverse, this is talking about almost like analysis paralysis. Like you are so hung up on not making the wrong decision that you're kind of almost frozen in place, not wanting to move forward, not wanting to make any kind of decision. What is in your conscious energy is the Three of Cups in reverse in 2023. So this talks about, friendship, sisterhood, brotherhood, having a circle around you. And I think this, calls to me back that card of play, having joy, having celebrations, not taking things too seriously. And that would be important, to surround yourself with people who have that lightheartedness, that are able to look at life with hope and joy around you, so that you are not dragged down again by this work that you're doing, by the self-knowledge work that you're trying to dig into. And again, this is about not taking yourself so seriously. It's all right to make a mistake. It's all right to make a decision and then change your mind later and say, you know what, I tried it. This was not for me. Nothing needs to be right the first time. That perfectionism, it's not what we think it is. Perfectionism is an inability to move forward. It's almost like stunting you. So, and that's what I see in this card for your unconscious. You have the Star, beautiful card. This is a wish fulfillment. This is having hope. Again, all this purple, very like third eye chakra, very intuitive, getting intuitive hits. I feel you're a very almost like psychic person. You might get very vivid dreams. You definitely have very strong intuition. I would look at that, maybe surround yourself with some amethyst if that calls to you. But in the reverse, it's almost like a delay, like your hope, you almost don't want to hope too much because you're afraid that, you're going to be let down. Okay, we'll look into that. The hope and fear card. So in that position, you've got the Moon, this fear of the unknown, what is below this murky water, and not trusting it. And again, I feel like that's pulling me back to the lower world. Like you're afraid to look at what might come up when you start doing the shadow work, because it can be very heavy, like we said, but be in that energy of self-love and compassion. As I mentioned, like what might have happened in the past, who you were in the past, it's not who you are now. You know better now. You understand your worth. You have had life experience that has taught you things that you didn't know before. And so don't be afraid to look into this murky water and see, what secrets might be revealed, because those secrets, those things that are hidden, they might be what propels you forward. They might be where your true strength lies, that you haven't delved into or tapped into because you're so afraid to look into what might make up your shadow side, what is triggering you, what past events might have happened that you feel might be too traumatic, and of course, take this please with a grain of salt. If you require, professional, and to speak to someone who is professional, a psychiatrist or a psychologist that can help you, or a therapist, obviously please take that advice. But this is talking about being afraid to look into what you're almost hiding from yourself, into this lower world. What is the overall outcome? I got two cards flipped over, so we'll take them both. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse, but beside that, I have the Devil in reverse. Okay, this is heavy. All right, this is good. So don't be afraid of the Devil card. In the reverse, this is actually really amazing, because one way that we don't look at our shadow self. We don't look at our shortcomings. We ignore what maybe this eclipse season has been bringing up for a lot of us, where we don't want to delve into those things that give us negative feelings, or make us feel shame, or anything that's low energy. We then self-medicate, I'll say, with distractions. Pick your poison, whether it's something as heavy as taking things that are substances that control the mind, or even just binge watching television, avoiding it, going out partying, anything that might distract you from having moments of self-reflection and introspection with a clear mind, and to really take a look, a long look at yourself. But that is coming to an end in 2023, because you're flipping that over and you're saying, no, I am going to be brave enough to confront this. I don't need these shackles, that are holding me back. It was necessary for a time, because maybe it was too heavy to look at and you just needed some time. But now you're standing on your own 2 feet and you're saying, all right, enough time has passed that I feel that I am able to dig into this lower world, to see what there is to see there. And incredibly, incredibly brave, because the Queen of Pentacles, and I believe this is your energy, is you are truly tapped in, very resourceful, self-made type of person. Like, you are hardworking. You have, either built a business, climbed the corporate ladder. You've done it with a lot of obstacles in your way. And you've done it in a way that is very nurturing to others, that, has brought you a lot of success. You just have that natural grace and poise and just this grounded energy about you. But in the reverse, it's talking about you're almost at this point where you feel depleted. Like you're taking care of so many things, and maybe so many people as well. You might have a family that you're also caring for, and it's getting to the point where it's not sustainable anymore. And that has maybe been the catalyst to start doing this work, to start seeing why you give so much, why you have, and there's nothing wrong with becoming self-made and having a business and a career and all of those things, but it can't be everything that is your identity. It also has to be, you have to have things that are fulfilling you, that are replenishing you, that are also inspiring you. And so if you're only just doing things because you need to take care of others, and this Pentacle card, this is financially having others dependent on you, and you feel that obligation, that duty, it's almost like, that could be an addiction. That could be this, needing others to need you, having others rely on you, could have been those shackles that were holding you back. And you're taking that power back now. You're taking your time back, your energy back, to start putting into yourself now. It's enough. Yeah, I'm seeing that differently now with the Devil card. It's almost like all of these obligations were actually the addiction, and you're flipping that now and you're saying, no more. I'm going to actually invest in myself, this energy of love. Okay, let's see what is at the heart. What is the advice coming from the heart? Death and rebirth. I love that. And I love that it's, throw back to the lower world here. So death and rebirth, don't be afraid of this energy. And this might be a group that has Scorpio prominent in your chart, and maybe Capricorn as well, with this devil energy here. Cancer with the moon, but definitely Scorpio just popped out and to me, because of the fact that death and rebirth, there is nothing, wrong with this energy. I don't know why people are so afraid to let go of things that no longer serve you, and to be reborn into a newer version of yourself that is lighter, that is more fulfilled, that is more aligned with your purpose. And sometimes we need to shed that skin, like a snake, like that heaviness, that part of us that's no longer, we can no longer identify with. And I think that's what you're going to do in 2023. You're going to shed this need, this, maybe this culture of busy, this idea that you need to always be providing for everyone else, that everyone is so dependent on you, these codependent, maybe relationships. And that is a beautiful thing to shed, truly. And that is not something you should be afraid to look at. To be nurturing and loving and providing towards the people that you love is absolutely an amazing quality to have, but not when it is depleting you and no one is putting back into your well. And what I love about the bottom of the deck energy is that when you let go of this, you will complete this cycle. You will be done with this deep dive into your psyche as to why it is that you do, and so much for everyone else. This very hardworking, self-sacrificing martyrhood, martyrdom that you have, this complex, and you'll graduate from that into leveling up, into completing this cycle. The world is the last card of the major arcana. This is saying you've learned the lesson and you've moved on. And I mean, we're constantly learning lessons in this life, and that's part of being alive on this earth. But what a beautiful lesson to learn in 2023, this self-knowledge that empowers you, that says, I'm not going to overgive anymore. I'm going to replenish for myself. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to celebrate again. I'm going to have compassion for myself first and foremost, so that I can give to others with this replenished and filled well, right? Like an overflowing well. Under that, we have the Four of Swords. Yeah, this is rest. This is rest because you have been on a go, go, go mission, taking care of everything else and everyone else and not yourself. So beautiful card here of, it's time for you to take care of yourself. This is self-care in the truest form, not just, going for a spa day here and there. This is understanding yourself and your self-worth enough to reshape your life so that you don't need to escape for self-care. Self-care becomes a natural part of who you are and how you live. It's no longer a luxury. It is listening to your body and resting when you need to rest, eating when you need to eat, taking care of yourself so that you can take care of others if you so choose. And that will spring you forward. This beautiful Eight of Wands energy, like forward moving energy. Okay, gorgeous, gorgeous reading for 2023. Let's get you some oracle cards for some last advice for week number 2, 2023. What is some advice for my group number 2s? Oh, 2 cards have flipped over here. I said this intuition. Yes, with all of this purple, you are a highly, highly intuitive person. Blue Lotus, intuition. Gorgeous card. This balance between night and day. You've got the moon energy and the sun energy in balance here. This talks about, okay, I love this. Okay, so when this Queen of Pentacles is in her power, when she is upright, she is perfectly balanced between trusting her intuition when it comes to business, when it comes to life decisions. She's very grounded. She is, abundant and resourceful, and she knows it. And when she's made a decision and she's thought it out and she's trusted her gut and she goes forward and moves into action, it is planned action. It is, coming from a place of introspection and her own, deep well of knowledge and just knowing. And so her endeavors are successful because she balances the two. And I feel like what this card is talking about, this balance between the night and day, the introspection, the rest, the getting the ideas, the dreams, the intuition, and balancing that with taking action, moving forward, planning, all of that, more masculine energy. And so whatever you need to do to balance the two. And I mean, from this picture it looks like water might be significant, taking spiritual baths, cleansing baths, putting some salt, Epsom salts in your bath, and just cleansing your space and your mind, and just soaking in the water and allowing all of the tension and the stress and the worries to just soak into that water, drain down the bath, and get transmuted into the earth, and you are purified and cleared. And now looking at this very, very white pure shell, yeah, that speaks to me, this using the salt to purify your energy and your aura, so that you're not taking on everyone else's needs. You got to take care of yourself first before you can take care of others. And then Echinacea, the Destiny card. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk about this. This World card, this snake that's, all around and catching its tail, talking about cycles. Same imagery here, again with the sun. Oh my goodness, completion, leveling up, understanding, learning the lesson in this, and then leveling to the next, step, to the next part of your life with this knowledge already very well learned and very well integrated, so that you're not falling backwards. This is all moving forward energy. Unbelievable. I can't believe that that's the exact same imagery in both cards. Gorgeous. Okay. I hope this resonated with you, group number 2. I'm going to go ahead and read for group number 3. Okay, group number 3. If you picked this sea star, this is your reading. I have pre-shuffled your oracle cards. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love that the colors just play off. The other 2 groups had the same thing where there's just this theme of colors. So the first card that you got was Gaia, Earth. Beautiful, abundant, nurturing. This is very Empress vibes. This is, the heart chakra with all this green. Empress with, pregnancy. This might be something that's around you in 2023 if you are, so inclined. Just something to know. The corn, this is, again, talking about abundance, being surrounded by all of the seeds that you have sown in 2022, seeing that the fruits of your labor in 2023, and being abundant, not just, scraping by, not just, making ends meet. This is overflow. Beautiful, the corn. Okay. Listen to advice. Guidance is needed to cross the ocean of life. Again, some green, so very heart chakra, and some yellow here with, yeah, with the corn and the sun energy here as well. Okay, and 2 more. So you got 2 cards actually that came out of this deck. Mirror who or what is triggering you and get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Again, that Gaia energy coming through. And meditating to get the advice that you are seeking. Okay. Okay. All right. So I don't know if you know this about yourself, but you are a manifester. You are highly connected to the earth. And because you are, and when you are connected from a place of, you know, peace and tranquility and harmony, and understanding your power. When you are truly connected that way with the earth, you are an incredible manifester. Abundance is yours. You are able to bring and connect with people into your life that just allow you to have opportunities that just kind of astound others when they just don't understand how things just fall into your lap the way that they do. But it's because you are highly connected to your heart chakra. This is how you um, bring about your energy, bring about uh, the things that you require, whether it's resources or people or connections to make your dreams happen. But this happens from the fact that you are a highly sensitive person. And sometimes when we are highly sensitive, it's really easy for us to get out of balance because we take on the energies of everyone around us, and it becomes hard to discern what's our energy and what's somebody else's energy. So this mirror card is talking about if you're feeling triggered, if you're feeling, out of sorts, if you're feeling things that very intensely that just don't make sense, you can't seem to get to the root of why you're feeling the way you are. Sometimes it could be because you are mirroring the people who are around you. You're group number 3. I apologize. I don't know what happened. My camera stopped recording. But what I had done is I had shuffled some tarot cards for you, and these are the cards that came out. And one final advice oracle card for you as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll just go through the reading again, and then I will actually pull some more oracle cards just to see what other advice might come in, so you can see me shuffling. So again, I apologize, not sure what happened there, but I pulled some tarot here about what is the overall energy that came through for you for 2023. And I got the moon in reverse. And the first thing that struck me with this card is, again, this reference to the green. You have so much green on your spread here, and so many major arcana cards as well. So we'll get into that again. But with this moon card in reverse, what this speaks to me is there are going to be truths that are going to be revealed in 2023. And there are going to be, unfortunately, some hard truths that are going to be revealed, because what I see in your conscious energy is this tower card. And I love, again, that the greenery here. Like, yes, the tower can feel like a scary card, but the way it's depicted in nature is, I really truly feel that you get your strength from being connected to the earth, from being connected and grounded. And your true strength comes when you are in alignment with who you're supposed to be in nature, is where you can find that alignment. Because you are a highly sensitive person, when you're around people, you take on their energy, and you can feel it's difficult for you to discern what is yours and what is not. And so the way to get to yourself again is to ground, is to feel like roots are coming out from the bottom of your feet, and take deep breaths in nature, whether it's walking in a park, in a forest, near a beach. There's studies that have found that even just 20 minutes of walking out in nature can truly reduce our stress. And I feel for an empath, that could be the moment where you're taking deep breaths and asking the question, like, are these my feelings, or are these someone else's feelings? And then trust the answer that comes to you. Your heart does not lead you astray. You have a very, very strong heart. When you are in nature and you're grounded, and looking for advice, this is when you can talk, say it out loud or in your mind, and see how your body reacts. Your heart will let you know when you are in a space that isn't safe, or if you meet a person, that gut feeling that you have very, very strong intuition, very strong gut feeling. So you can always lead yourself to the right answer, to the right outcome. And that's why I feel like you have this knowing that something is going to crash, that, whether it is a job that's not in alignment with you, maybe a career path or a study, like you're, in university and it's, something that your parents wanted for you or that you feel society wants for you. Maybe it's a relationship with friends or a partner that is just not in alignment with who you are as a person. You don't feel your self-worth is respected in this relationship. You don't feel your needs are validated, that you're heard, understood. And so there's a knowing here about an ending that's coming. And this crash, when we ignore, all of the signs, when we ignore the intuition, the hits, um, the nagging feeling that something's not right. A lot of times, God, the universe basically takes that situation and makes it so unbearable that there is no other conclusion than to, you know, leave that job or get fired even, or the relationship comes to an end, or um that person, the friend circle, they might leave or they might shun you, or something happens that's really drastic and it feels like the end of the world when it's happening, but it's actually for your betterment because it allows you to reassess the situation, from a new perspective, cleared, like the brain fog lifts, and you're able to see it for what it was. And you allow for healing to happen in those moments, because when sometimes you're so close to the situation, you don't even, it's so comfortable, you don't even see what's wrong with it, and it's only later when something has passed that you can look back on it and say, wow, I can't believe I lived through that. I can't believe I allowed someone to treat me this way, or I allowed this job to take away so much of my time and energy with so little pay, or, all of the things that we sometimes need perspective on. And what I see here in your subconscious energy is this hangman in reverse. So the hangman is taking pause to reassess the situation and find a new path, find a new perspective. But it also sometimes requires a sacrifice to be made. And I feel like that's the hard part. You know, the situation that you're in, it's so comfortable, even if it's not in alignment, even though it's not everything that you deserve or it's not aligned with your self-worth. Because you're so used to it, it's comfortable, it's really hard to sacrifice it. It's really hard to walk away from it. But I feel like there's going to be things revealed around this job or this path or this person, this relationship, that'll make it so that you're unable to stay. You have to make a change. And what I see in your hope and fear, um, you know, card, it's exactly that. It's hope and fear, this hope of rebirth after the fear of letting go of something, shutting something, letting it die, basically. And that can be extremely frightening, not knowing what's coming next. But it's in those moments when you just trust God, when you trust the universe, that he's got your back, that you are going to be okay, that this is for, the law of assumption, right? This is for your better. You may not know what the actual plan might be or what's coming up next, but understanding that whatever is happening is going to be for your greater good and the greater good of everyone involved, you know. And when you look at it from that hopeful point of view, what I see with the outcome with this devil, again, major arcana, so much major arcana. You got the Scorpio here, you've got Capricorn, Cancer with the moon. This devil card, it talks about right now you're in this state of coping. You're coping, perhaps using coping mechanisms that are not the healthiest. Maybe you're binge watching Netflix, you're turning to food, as a comfort, your, um, guilty pleasures, right? That allow you to kind of numb out, to not deal with looking at this situation for what it is, because you are so highly sensitive. It is difficult, it is hard to be an empath because you're taking on your own emotions and the emotions of everyone around you as well. And so coping makes sense, for a short period of time, to just be able to kind of get through a certain phase, but it's not a long-term solution. And I know that you know that. And that's why I feel like this devil card is kind of just telling you you're aware of it now. You are understanding that as an empath, as a highly heart-centered person, your heart chakra is so beautiful, like so much green. Even with these cards that are like the Tower or the Hangman, it's still so green. And so that is your strength. Your power comes from the fact that you're very, very in touch with your emotions, and you're understanding that that's not something to be afraid of, because the heart-centered solution is to become the King of Cups. It's this intuitive, empathetic, highly sensitive but calm waters approach to your feelings, where you're not allowing anything to overwhelm you. It's washing by you. It's deep, calm waters. You understand it. You can assess it. You can, you know, um, analyze it, but not feel overwhelmed by it. And this is, it takes time, it takes work, but it allows you to have that super strength, that superpower of where you walk into a room and you just feel the vibe. You meet a person and you know in your gut whether this person is aligned with you or not, or a situation is right for you or not, because your heart is so open. You take it all in. But when you do so in a way that is for your betterment, where you're using it as this empress, this um, energy of, I'm tapped in, the earth is my home, I am abundant, I am resourceful. These feelings are only going to allow me to guide me. This is how I receive my advice, how I receive my guidance. It's through my heart, it's through how I feel, and my feelings are valid, and they're coming from yourself. You're able to discern now what's yours and what's not, and you're able to guard yourself, protect yourself, whether it's visualizing, again, you're meditating, you're out in nature, you're making sure you have some kind of practice that washes out what is not yours, whether that's taking salt baths, saging, whether you're praying, there's so many ways. And because you're so in tune with your heart, you'll know what works best for you. You can try out different things until you figure out what is the best practice for yourself, in order to ground, in order to tap into this heart, space, so that you become this King of Cups. You become a leader that is leading with the heart, that is leading with your emotions. So what was scaring you before, what was triggering you before, becomes your strength, your power, your source of power. Um, what was underneath the deck was the Temperance card. And again, I feel like this is the energy that's leaving. It's like you were having a really hard time. Temperance talks about balance. It talks about taking two things that are very different and alchemizing them, together to make something new. And I feel like the balance that is lacking right now is how to feel your emotions, but not feel overwhelmed by them, not take on everyone else's emotions, overextending yourself, um, feeling like you are responsible for the care and well-being of everyone around you, of caring what other people feel, think, you know, that's really, sometimes it's like none of our business what they think or feel. You have to deal with, how are you going to balance? How are you going to balance what you're feeling, and discern what is important, how to get that advice that you need. And then from this place of your own strengths, yes, you know, if you choose to, you can extend yourself to others, nurture others, you know, take care of others. But first, you have to learn how to balance this out for yourself. And once you know how that feels like, you know how to get back to it. You know, you find, again, like I said, that practice that lets you know that you are in a space that's comfortable, you're in harmony, you're in balance, you're not feeling overwhelmed or anxious or bombarded by feelings that are sometimes not even your own. And then the advice card that came out was Lemon Balm Nurture. So again, you know, this idea of the Empress energy coming strong, you know, the Empress is highly abundant, highly attuned to the earth. You know, she's usually depicted as being pregnant, and that could be energy that's around you for 2023, but it also talks about bringing about or birthing an idea, you know, a concept, a project, something that is all your own that will be highly abundant. And so nurturing that, nurturing yourself, making sure that you are fully replenished and um, able to bring about your own ideas, your own projects, your own creativity, your own um, endeavors. Because when you do and you work on them, they will be very fruitful. You will be, you know, so abundant. You'll be amazed at what you can create and how much you can get for what you create, you know, in all kinds of abundance. You know, this is definitely talking about earthly abundance, you know, monetary, but this could be fulfillment. This could be, you know, joy. This could be balance. This could be time. This could be finally having, you know, some luxury in your life, and whatever that may feel like for yourself, you know, this is overabundant, like being like overflowing. So let's get some more, one more card here. And I do again apologize that it cut out there for you, group number 3. And we'll get one more oracle card for you. Group number 3. What is final message for 2023? Group number 3. Message for group number 3. There we go. Okay, got 2 cards here. Fortune's wheel, luck and right timing, and overflow, overwhelm and plenty. Okay, we were just talking about this overflow, this abundance, and okay, so wow, this balance of the temperance is exactly what I feel here. This balance between the overwhelm and the plenty. So right now you might be skewed towards the overwhelm because you haven't quite learned how to protect your energy, how to replenish, you know, finding a practice, that daily practice that allows you to discern what is yours and what is not, and how to process your feelings in a way that's positive, that's not going to be, you know, a coping mechanism where you're having to numb out or ignore them. And so once you balance this out, you know, it's not going to be overwhelm, you know, it's going to be plenty. It's going to be balanced in a way that you are overflowing with the things that you require. You know, you are nurtured, you are fulfilled, you are in alignment, you are abundant in every way. And that's where I find once you've figured that out, you know, 2023, and look at all these threes, 23, 43, it'll be the wheel turning. You know, this is the wheel of fortune turning into your favor because you've learned a major lesson. You know, you've you've been through it. You know, it's this tower moment, this death and rebirth, like it's truly leveling up. It's understanding things about yourself, about how you can tap into your power, understanding how powerful your heart is, how much of a um, amazing gift being an empath can be, and not necessarily just, this thing where sometimes we have negative emotions around our gift of having empathy because we take on so much. But being able to walk into a room and feel, the energy of that room, feel whether it's for you, feel, who you can trust, who you can't, um, who's in alignment, who is going to be, able to um, kind of click with you and connect with you. That's a gift. Not, I mean, it would be amazing. Like, if you think about the positive sides of it, and to not get that burnout feeling from being an empath and overly sensitive, when you learn to put up your boundaries, when you learn to nurture yourself first, to nurture your dreams, to fulfill yourself first, to stay calm instead of feeling overwhelmed by, others. It's like letting their emotions wash past you, calm waters. This is not mine. I don't claim this energy. I don't claim these feelings. They are not my own. When you learn to do that and balanced, this fortune's wheel, it's all the abundance that's going to come towards you because you'll be able to listen to your own intuition, to nurture yourself, to bring about your own projects into this world, and to see the fruits of your labor. Like, absolutely amazing for 2023. Okay, that's what I see for you, group number 3. I hope that you'll join me in my next reading. Thank you.